Winning Time, Season 2, Episode
Are you
6.
going to introduce our guest before we just kick into
Well, I was going to say the show first and then introduce.
Okay,
but
bet.
You got it.
For sure.
So, for this episode of Winning Time, we've got our special guest who I was on her channel, Struggle Reviews TV.
For sure.
Glad to have you on.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Hanging in there.
For sure. Thank you very much for coming on. I was the one that actually scoped you out. So when you were asking, where did you guys find me? I was raising my hand in the live chat like, yeah, this guy right here.
Thank you.
For sure. Absolutely. Big fan of the reviews. I like how you go back and do some of the old school movies with a new school perspective review on it. I think that's real interesting. So for sure, shout out to the content.
Thank you. I didn't get on here with intentions to do that. That's like low key all my subs. Like one person asked, and I know you guys being on a YouTube platform, you know they don't give us nothing. So
Yep.
the fact that anybody wanted to pay for something, I was like, what? Oh, okay, y'all ain't gotta do nothing but tell me once. Let's
Yep. For sure.
But I still do the new things like Winning Time and drop a couple of things in there. This is a great show.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Agreed.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the episode. Episode 6, Beat LA. The Lakers end up winning the finals 4-2 against the Sixers, so the Celtics didn't end up getting what they wanted. Magic's got some bass in his voice, and it seems like he couldn't be more proud after winning the second championship to prove that the first one wasn't a fluke. Thoughts?
So really, that's the energy he giving off, right? Like he won his second championship. He's still in the first 5 years of his career. He on cloud 9, got a 25-year contract. You can't tell Magic anything. And so one of the things I think that was lost in the kind of pace of it all, I think we obviously mentioned it on your live the other day with Josh. The pacing was so like bang, 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 bang. This episode, it didn't allow for you to kind of feel the descend from that, right? It was like, boom, 1 minute we're on top of the world. We just won the championship. We proved all of our haters wrong. And the next minute, it's like we took all of that for granted. We didn't work hard, and now we're getting our asses handed to it. And it was kind of hard to like feel both of those moments consecutively, how they presented it. Because we did 2 years in one episode. We did 2 years in 45 minutes. So like, it's a lot of time. We was doing a lot of time jumping. But like, it didn't really give me the full effect of like Lakers triumph and Lakers downfall. We kind of got one big mix in one episode. And that was one of the detriments, I feel like.
No, it kind of had me worried because I was like, dang, even though I was enjoying Paul Westhead, I started to, kind of question, like, why do we spend so much time there? Like, we spent a lot of time there. I was like, dang, we dedicated the whole episode, even though I love the episode, to Larry Bird. Like, we could have, did a little something else. It would have been different if we had 10 episodes like last season, but with us just having 7, they kind of did us a disservice digging so much into the Paul Westhead. Get to your spot, Magic. Like, we could have been done. Not. I love the show, but it's kind of like it was dang, we really have one episode left. It's a miss. It's a misfire to me, but it was still good.
Absolutely.
I said to Josh, it felt like they realized, oh shit, we got to do in 7 episodes what we did in 10 last season. Let's get 2 of these years and just mash them together, Yeah,
it was. I think if we would have took a little bit of Paul Westhead out and kind of got to him getting fired quicker, kind of didn't lean so much into the Larry Bird. I love Larry Bird.
They really lingered on the Westhead thing. It almost felt like they knew that they had more time until they didn't. And then they tried to rush to get things, put together at the end.
Stranger things have happened. Sometimes executive decisions are made in the middle of season. So maybe they had to kind of wrap up things where they didn't know they had to before.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Absolutely. So the Lakers are going to face the Sixers in the finals again, and this time the Lakers have an opportunity to become repeat champs, which hasn't been done since the Celtics did it in 1969. Magic is excited to put the Sixers away, but he's become so confident, and yet he doesn't realize that the Sixers are here to redeem themselves.
He's just still playing, having fun. Oh, yeah. Let's go get this chip. Like, man, they want to kill you, Magic. That explains why he was always out there smiling on the court, because he thought shit was sweet.
No.
He had to.
I had to go look up Moses because I was like, I need to go look at this man because
Moses Malone
He
definitely put a
was
hurt
doing
in.
Cap so dirty. So dirty. Look at that weak ass shit out of here.
weak shit out of here. Like you got to be tight-lipped. Get that weak shit out.
Damn. Made him look like the old man at the YMCA.
Yeah. Yep.
We get them geriatric buckets out of here.
It was. They were very geriatric. Like, once we opened with that first season and we already knew that Cap knees wasn't kneeing like they needed to be, it's kind of like we've been coasting from there. But he's always had an advantage because he's Cap. Like, he moves a certain way, but it was never a way so far where he had to like really push and give 100%. Now it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I got to really give my.
Yeah, you got to do something. Yeah.
Him smacking that ball out of Kareem's face was the best television I've seen in a long time. Like, I was hyped. Like,
That was a really good casting for Moses Malone. That was a good casting.
It for sure was.
all around, like even with the tee-hee, my favorite tee-hee. Because just him, that cockiness for him to feel like he was going to come through and save the entire game just based off of, because we having fun. We got to have fun now. I'm having fun out here. Of course, we're going to win, right? I'm going to bring this back home. No, that did not work. Like, don't come out here with the swag. That shit did not work. And it was funny. I
Not
loved
at
every
all.
second of it.
Yep.
So the Sixers, obviously, Moses Malone is dominating everything Kareem's got. Norm Nixon is looking terrible out there, and Magic is throwing no-look passes to easy steals, to which Dr. J is dunking. The Lakers lose 4-0 and get swept in the finals.
I remember that dunk, too. I remember the highlight of that dunk of him coming down the lane and pumping it. The Julius Erving. I remember that.
That was just crazy though. I know that you guys know, especially you, Marcus, know a lot of the history with the Lakers. Like, how did this team
Big
make
Lakers
it?
fan.
I'm not understanding how they made it this far. Like, how did they become the Lakers? Because what we're looking at now, like everything was just like by happenstance. Everything is happening by chance, and that just amazes me. Like one misfire, and y'all just been trash.
That's kind of sports though, right? Like the details and the comings and goings kind of get lost in the legend of it all, right? So even though the Lakers went, what was it, like 3 for 5 in finals runs, you don't really remember the pitfalls in between. Hell, I know I didn't remember. I wasn't there. I was born in 93, so obviously, but I wasn't there to witness it. But you can kind of see some of that happen even in like the Kobe Shaq years, where like the myth almost becomes the legend. The all the extra, man, he was this good and never lost and they never had a pitfall. All that kind of comes with the years of people idolizing the moment of them winning. And so there's the reality of what they actually had to do to get there and what breaks they got along their way. And then there's the story that gets told of the Dynasty Showtime Lakers, right? We on our way to our 3rd championship, and it don't feel like they a cohesive team at all.
Between Magic and the antics, Paul Westhead, and as Bill would say, we don't have any money, and Jerry, we don't got money. Like between all of that and Jerry Buss just magically finding money under a rock, it's been a thing. Like it's been really incredible to watch this as a non-basketball fan, to be like, oh, these this your man, like this your Lakers, all right, like.
Now the business dealings things I can completely believe, like the fact that he was paying Kareem with access to the Forum. Dog, it's no wonder that place is closed. It's no wonder. Like, them business dealings were absolutely insane back then. But you see how things progress in history, and then now we have a little bit more structure to it. And it probably has something to do with deals like what Auerbach and Buss and other Sterling guys like that, the owners of the time, were giving out in the league. Like, hey, yo, we're not going to be able to hold y'all accountable for all of this at a certain point. Let's start normalizing some of these payouts to make it like an actual contract and not some backroom deal between the owner and his favorite player.
So Larry Bird is getting up shots with no one around. Red comes and asks if he's seen the game. Red is convinced that they're done. He believes Kareem is past his prime and that Magic is not a leader. Red says they're over, and Bird says that he hopes not because he wants his shot.
I appreciate that about Larry. That like he don't want it unless it's against the guy that everybody else says is the best. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I mean, can we appreciate that and still like, your ass, you weren't winning, Bird. Like y'all lost. Y'all here because you lost. Like, like I
Yeah.
just needed them to. I thought with the legendary Celtics that they were just that. Oh, we're rushing and killing everything that moves. I knew about the rivalry, but I didn't know that it was just like it's Lakers or nothing. Like, okay, well, damn, what? What about everybody else? That's just crazy to me that it's just been like a whole obsession. I was like, this is wild. I thought it was just like more of Magic, Larry, and like the fans, of course, but just it's just downright obsession between him and Red to like we don't care what we could lose, all the finals for the next 7 years. As long as we get our opportunity with the Lakers and we beat them, that's all that matters. Like, no, we should be whooping ass on sight no matter what. But all right.
But you know what's driving all of that they're not really touching on is the extra cultural things about LA and Boston that are playing into the fact that those teams hate each other. Like what Los Angeles represents at this time is not necessarily what Boston represents.
Blue collar Boston.
Right? They drafted Larry Bird. They weren't interested in Magic when he was available, although he was the number one player, right? They weren't interested in Magic Johnson. They didn't want Magic Johnson. They wanted Larry Bird because Larry Bird fits what they're selling there, right? He fits the leprechauns, the white guys that can still play basketball at a high level, right? That's what Boston was selling you. LA was selling young, successful, flashy, affluent black men. That's what they was selling. So the contrast couldn't have been starker, not to mention Boston's one of the most richest cities in America. Boston's Los Angeles, where, maybe black people can be prosperous and rich. The antithesis could not have been stronger, and it did. It played into the fandom. It played into the players on the team. The fact that Magic and Bird had history prior to going to the teams that they went to played into it. So it was more than just the basketball. They didn't feel like they were successful unless they beat them doing it. Unless they beat them along the way.
Trash. Red, you trash.
Okay. All right. Kareem can't get an offer because of how he played in the playoffs. New York is concerned with his disposition in the locker room and with the media. Kareem mentions that he's about to break the scoring record, and his agent points out that what that means is that the NBA gets to trot him out in the All-Star game so that Grandpa can tell the Tykes that he watched him play back when.
Just like they do every year at the All-Star game. Hey, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm like, man, just let my man sit in his seat and enjoy the festivities.
Can't do that now.
Yeah, no.
LeBron got it now.
I don't think LeBron will let them do that to him.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be a bigger affair. Now, they're not going to not do nothing, but he ain't just going to walk out on the court, do a light little wave, and then sit back down. LeBron going to give a speech. Ordeal. It's going to be a ceremony. They're going to have to shut down the dunk contest. Before we get to this last round, just a few words from our all-time leading scorer, LeBron James.
Okay.
I actually love that from Kareem, the fact that the type of player he is, especially an old school player, like I don't want to do none of that. Like
I don't want to do that. Yeah,
my normal self. I just came here to play ball. Like especially with how basketball is now, there's a tendency like they want you to showboat, like you gonna give a little soft shoe boss, like yes, but like I don't want to do, I don't want to do any of that. I really don't want to do any fan service. It's like you can't even really just be mad at him for just wanting to maintain just who he is as a person. Like that's not me as a person. I don't do the showboat and the kissing the babies. Like first of all, I barely want to be bothered with y'all asses on this team. I don't want y'all to talk to me. Like I don't want. I definitely don't want to engage with some fans. So I love just that in comparison to a player like Magic, who wants all of the semantics and all of that. Like he wants the fanfare versus Kareem. Like I just want to play ball and mind my business. I kind of like that.
Dr. Bus is on the phone and states that Sterling has an offer, Donald Sterling, but that's not the wildest thing in this scene.
Jesus.
Honey has returned home and she looks absolutely strung out from a night of partying. It seems like she ended up back in the lifestyle because Jerry is back paying more attention to the Lakers again.
High on what? Did they ever say what her drug of choice was? What's she high on?
I don't think so.
As soon as this age, I'd be like, so she on the crack? She on the pipe?
She on that shit.
But with them coming from the circles that they were in, I was just like, oh, it's probably coke,
More than likely. Magic is talking to Cookie yet again, which would make it seem that she's been talking to him for the better part of 2 years now, despite still being in Lansing.
Another sufferer of the pacing. Like, there's a better way that you can show that these are like different interactions And maybe you could have done that by giving Magic another confidant besides his ex-girlfriend. But it makes it seem like he calling her every night while Virgil just sitting in the bathroom waiting his turn, which is nuts because Virgil was a ghost. He was literally he was just a name. He just appeared to walk in the bathroom one time and never to be seen again.
I think both of their relationships and dynamics suffered with the pacing, not just Cookie, but Dr. Bus and Honey. It's just like, well, damn, we this is crazy. Like the trajectory of their relationship, they literally just got married last episode. So to like just jump a few years and it's just like, don't touch me, we losing, honey. And then it's, she's stumbling in with a freakum dress on. I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot, that probably transpired between that. I had to like bring myself down from where we get to with Honey. I'm like, well, damn, she ain't even trying to work nothing out. She was waiting to leave, like, or she was waiting, to get out there and shake them bones on a man. Like, who knows? Like, you just really can't really just read it because it was really rushed. And then you get into Cookie, like, I've been annoyed with Cookie since last season. Like, girl, if you don't just take your ass to that man, let's just get this over with. Like, why are we, doing that? Because we know eventually that they ended up together. But as I love to say, like, she never makes him work for a damn thing. So I'm just not. I don't have any sympathy for Cookie.
Fair enough. The Lakers are at the Forum, and Norm Nixon is dancing with Debbie Allen. The team seems to believe that while Debbie is fine as hell, that his mind is clearly on that and not on the game.
Just love Coop, man. It's just like, if I gotta drink your bath, boy, like, god damn, they're like, Coop, relax, Coop.
they had to let the teammates talk about her because it had to be weird for Norm Nixon Jr. to be out there dancing with what was supposed to be a representation of his mother,
At least it's the stepmom. Like, if it had been like,
oh, it's his stepmom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was their kid. I thought Norm Nixon Jr. was Debbie Allen and Norm Nixon's son. I was about to say, yo, that's freaky. You asking me to do this on camera with my mom, was supposed to be my mom, and I'm supposed to be playing my dad? Like, this is weird.
So I'm sure the dynamic was still
right. It's still weird.
And she's been there, pretty much all my life. But I was hoping that it wasn't gonna be like, yeah, come on, Debbie, let's go to the bathroom. Oh my!
Right, no sex scenes, nothing like this.
You looking real good, like, girl. We finna go to the back and get it in the bathroom type. I was like, oh my god, can we please, like?
I'm like, he a little too into this scene, man. He doing this a little too well.
Facts.
I don't think it was, anything by accident. Like, they didn't kiss or, do anything. It was just they made sure to show that she was supportive and engaging with him as, her man, but we didn't have to take it too far, like, to waking up together or something. Because I was like, this is your stepmom. Like, how far are we gonna take this? I'm glad that they stopped it where they did.
Cookie is at her conference and she is almost immediately having to deal with prejudice. That is until Magic Johnson walks into the room. Later on, he throws out his finest relationship riz, and she is falling for every single word. This here Cookie, that's my woman. Like, all right, bro. We know what happens in a few years. Don't forget. Don't act crazy.
Oh no, my subs were saying like Magic was he was sitting in the back of that club, like, man, look at him over there with Debbie. I want somebody like that to be there for me. I was like, I don't even think it was that. I felt like Magic was sulking because it was like, man, this nigga about to get traded. Like, I thought he was so, like, because he already knew that.
Like he knew what was about to happen, probably. Yeah.
That little bare minimum of credit. Are we supposed to give Magic some credit for that? Like. Like, girl, I'm here. Like,
I didn't even know Cookie was a designer. I promise you, I didn't know what Cookie's job was before this episode.
Answering the phone for Magic, ain't he? They didn't really, they did better kind of fleshing her out the first season than the first season, just the pacing was better. But yeah, just for them to throw in, like, so Cookie, those designs, I'm like, when the hell Cookie started designing stuff? Like, what, are we supposed to care about this? We could have, like, really left that scene where it was and just had him roll up on her at the convention, child, because that was, once again, wasting time. We didn't need that. But yeah, I'm not giving Magic any points for, like, you want points for showing up? Get the fuck out of here.
Speaking of the pacing, they get married, or he proposes to her, and like a couple scenes later, like what is happening with this pacing?
Soon.
It's like one more chance, Magic. Like, man, I just needed to see, like, because y'all noticed, I was wondering, not that I want to see Magic outside because they was doing it a whole lot. I was like, so you mean tell me for the past few episodes, Magic just ain't been tapping no ass? He just took a break? Oh, okay. I mean,
they show making it seem that way.
Like they was gearing him up to like look like a change man for Cookie in this episode. So I was like, they were making sure to show us that Magic was getting it in like every single episode. Now all of a sudden it's just obsolete. All right, whatever. So he gonna get it in after he proposes. All right, it's cool.
Norm Nixon seems very upset that they traded him on his birthday, but he got Debbie Allen. He has a party and has all the Lakers out to say their final goodbyes. Norm calls out Jerry West for never liking him, but hopefully respecting him.
It's a weird moment to have that conversation, but I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved it. Like I had to get calmed down because I'm not a fan of basketball. So I was like, they just gonna trade him. My baby was like, honey, like relax. Niggas get traded like all the
Every
time.
day.
Like, this is what it is. But I was like, it's his birthday and it's Norm. They don't even consider Kareem and them weak ass knees. It's I like Norm. Like I love all of their little dynamic together, but I just feel like with the energy on the team, I was like, the best y'all could do was like I had to get into the dynamics because it's just like, well, honey, they couldn't trade a weaker player than Norm.
Yeah, they needed a good player. Yep.
Damn, Norm, like I was just thinking about when Magic get to your spot and them that knee was messed up. Norm was holding the team down before he returned. Like he was doing what needed to be done. Like I like Norm. Like I was heated that he got traded, but I was singing hallelujah when he get that weesh. I'm whooping all y'all ass. As soon as I see y'all on the court, like what's good, nigga? I was rubbing Birdman hands together because what you not gonna do is trade me on my birthday, hoe ass nigga. I'm sorry, like.
Fast forwarding a little bit, Kareem's house gets set on fire. And that's exactly what he needed and what the Lakers needed to go forth and make it to the finals yet again.
I'm not going to lie, y'all shed a little thug tear at this moment. When his house burnt down, he was looking around for his family. He didn't know what happened. And then all the people came and bring him the records and stuff. I was like, oh, that's it. That's Laker love. That's Laker love.
I just hated that it took that like for you to be like, oh, the fans like really they
Buddy been here for like 10 years.
Forever. Like what did you think you were up until this point? Like these people really do care about you. But I love the fact that Kareem is aware enough to know like one of my favorite scenes now, he put that finger in Dr. Bust's chest. Like I know exactly what this dynamic is. I know, what use I am to you. Like you can't, pull any wool over my eyes. But just to know that it does go both ways, even though the industry is that way, these fans do genuinely care about you. Like they're not just, here to, suck the life out of you. Like they love you too, Kareem. So it was nice for him to, 40 years later, like, oh, they do care about me. Let me sign. I can sign an autograph. Like, okay.
Honey has clearly lost her mind because she is now divorcing Dr. Buss and asking for either $100 million or the Lakers.
Ain't no way she actually thought she was about to get the franchise now. Did she really think she was about to get the team?
I don't think so. That was a play to get the $100 million.
In LA, like for his marriage. So every time I take everything with a little grain of salt because I know here in the South, I'll be like, that can't happen. She can't do that. And then, some magical stuff in LA to be like, what? They let her take what? Like, that's ridiculous. But with them not actually being married.
I feel like this is even a threat. Like, my girlfriend is suing me for $100 million. What are we talking about here?
You can't get anything, right? Like, and I'm assuming that the first marriage is Jay and their mom, right?
Well, it's the lady who is actually the technical owner. Remember, he was up for bankruptcy in season 1. And so he had worked out some sort of payment arrangement with the banks, but to, kind of skirt the tax liability in the short term, he made her a co-signer. So she's part owner of the Lakers technically. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know why it was so hard for him to like explain that to Honey, but like he was just falling all over and then he lied. I'm like, nigga, what did you lie for? Just tell her the truth. Like you did it so that you can keep the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big shit show.
Bill makes sure to tell Jerry West that he made the Norm trade happen and he saved the team because of it. Turns out the Celtics have won their series. Jerry Buss walks in and tells him that they'll win tonight, but fuck this rivalry they have because they are down 0-7 to the Celtics in the finals. Mm-hmm. The contrast of words between Red and Jerry talking is wild. Here comes the back and forth of beat LA and fuck Boston once again.
Really leaning into that one. Now that we're heading into the finals, like the last one, I'm hoping that we can just like slow down a bit because I feel like they needed to catch up. That's what this episode felt like. It felt like they were behind. They were down some episodes. They needed to get to the end, so we just kind of sped up. I'm hoping that the finale slows down and we can kind of see some of the finer details of what happened in this series because obviously we've been built into this for 2 seasons. Both sides want each other more than they want the actual championship itself. So, like, that's something you want to kind of take your time on and really dot the I's and cross the T's. I'm hoping that we can take a step back from this speedy pace that we've been on this last episode.
Absolutely.
We not.
Nah.
We're not like with when they get to hitting off the episodes and we go from 10 to 7, that like it kind of screams like, are we getting renewed? Like,
Yeah.
you know, the other things come into play that the writers and people don't have any control over. So a lot of the times they do gear up, that last episode to maybe have a little bow on it just in case we don't get renewed. I'm hoping that's not what this is because I really want that 3rd season, but I wouldn't be surprised if, because I was like 7 episodes, like what is that? What is that? They really needed this to be a 10 episode season. So
They did.
For sure.
I love the tension that's been built up. Like soon as they fuck boss, I'm like, yeah, nigga. I'll be like, child. I'd be like extra hype for it because I love the energy, but it feels like the season has paid more attention into building up that momentum instead of just like making sure that the season was cohesive and everybody got a little time to shine, like the honey situation and Magic and Cookie and the marriage proposal. Like it was like, dang, it's a lot happening in this episode, but it was still a good episode, but the season could have been better.
Yeah. I could have went with the diet Westhead storyline for sure. And maybe gotten some more of this relationship between Cookie and Magic beyond the phone conversations. Could have did that.
Yep.
Definitely could have used more basketball this season.
Oh, for sure.
To say the least. I don't know. It felt a little bit unbalanced. And like they may have found out at some point either during creating this season or filming it that they weren't going to have as much time as they thought they were, and some of the late season stuff was more of a pivot than it was integral to the original storyline. So I felt that as well.
That's crazy. You know how much time we wasted on I'm the captain. Like, man, we could have been doing so much. We spent so much time. It didn't feel like a lot of time at the moment because you're not thinking about it when you're in the episode. You're just like really getting into the rivalry. But like how much time we spent with Magic soaking and just like I ain't mean to do that. My favorite. That's my favorite Magic quote from the show. I ain't mean to do that. Like I can't. Like it's just
had a whole child talking about I ain't mean to do that. This grown ass baby.
Even with that, like I don't think we had to linger in that as long if we weren't never going to see that baby again.
Baby again. He has not seen that child in one time.
We'd have to, stay here if we were never gonna. I really thought that was gonna get more into Cookie and Magic's relationship. Like, look, I'm trying to do the right thing, even though I messed up. I am trying to be, a good father. Like, it never came back into play. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. Interesting season.
Absolutely. Now we'll have to see what the season finale is like, but once again, Struggle, we want to thank you for being a part of our review of episode 6.
Definitely got to get you back on for some more segments if you're up for it, for sure.
Absolutely. I know that you guys, I think Jay, you said, what is that? I think you said that you guys were going to get into rap shit, right?
Yeah, we're doing season 2 of rap shit. We did season 1 last year. First of all, y'all make sure y'all head over to Struggle Reviews on YouTube. Like all them videos, subscribe, membership, whatever she's got going on over there. You make sure you engage
and support. Like
this video that she is currently on, that she graced us with her presence on. Subscribe, share it out. Come back next week for a finale.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you guys. This has been awesome.